Hey, Empower You agents. Welcome to Canva 1.0. We did a lunch and learn on this about a week and a half ago. We had a great response, and I've had a lot of people say that they didn't get to come and they were anxious and sorry that they didn't get to see it. So we're going to show you very beginning steps of Canva. I'm not going to cover everything in that we did in a lunch and learn. I'll probably do a second video on it, but I just wanted to show you some of this basic steps. So if you've never logged into Canva, this is a great class for you. Or if you have logged in, but you really don't know how to do a whole lot, I can show you so much stuff, but I'm going to try to just cover some basic things today. So on Canva, if you do not have a Canva account, just go to canva.com, Canva.com. And when you get to it, there is 3 options. You're going to have to create a username and password, but then you have the free option, the pro option, and the Teams option. The free option, we use that for the past year, but we have upgraded to pro and I would never go back. You're talking $120 for the year, so $10 a month. It's totally worth it. You get access to so much more stuff. Templates to use, different magic erasers, AI technology, removing backgrounds, extra fonts and colors, just a whole bunch of stuff. And you can actually save your brand kit into it as well. So if you know your specific hex code for your company or your team, you can save all that in there, save your logos, so you don't have to keep uploading stuff and finding it and changing hex codes. It's just a lot easier. $120, totally worth it. So once you log in, this is what it's going to look like. Now, obviously, if you never logged in before, you're not going to have any recent designs. But anytime you want to go back to the main menu, you just hit this Canva logo right here, and it will take you all the way back to the home screen. Up at the top, you have design spotlights. So if you know that you were doing something specific that you want to create, this could be one way to go in and do it. Same with business. It's going to give you a lot of those same types of things that's under design spotlights for creating. Education, you're probably going to stay out of there. That's more for teachers and schools. There's your planning and pricing, and then your learn section. So whenever you're in something and you don't know how to use a particular tool, you can go up to learn and it will teach you how to use the Canva tips and tricks. So that's a really good way. And another good way is just go to YouTube and go onto Canva's YouTube channel. They have great videos on how to do stuff, especially their new features that are coming out because they're always adding to it. So let's say that we want to do an Instagram ad. Now there's 2 ways you could do this. You can come up to create a design up here at the top right. And if you do that, here, let me make this bigger for you. Might be better. If you do this, it's just going to give you a blank square, okay? Nothing on it. Or you can also go over to templates. And under templates, I want to do, like I said, I was going to do an Instagram post. I just did one. It probably, here we go, Instagram post square. So these are going to give me templates that are already done. So you can see how creative people are. So maybe you want to do a back to school. So you can click on something and see how this one doesn't have anything right here that says pro. That means this should be open to everybody. Whereas if you see something like this right here, how it has the crown and the pro logo, or you go into it and it's up here, that means you do need the pro package in order to use it. So you will see a little crown around anything that's pro, whether it's fonts or colors or features or templates, and you will see a lot of crowns. So that's why I say just spend the extra $120 a year and do that. So once you find the one that you want to use, and look at all these different ones we can choose from. Let's see. I don't want to go crazy here. Let's just keep the one we had. We're going to customize this template. Now see, it literally loads everything in there for you. So you wouldn't have to change anything if you don't want to. And maybe you don't like this little design here. You can get rid of it. You can change the size of it. It's really that simple. And maybe it's just the color of it you don't like. You can literally click on the design, come up to the little color pad right here, and maybe I want to make it gold because gold is one of my colors. So I'm literally just clicking on all these and changing their colors to gold, because that's going to match more the Rebecca Foot Mortgage team. So pretty easy, right? Your font. Now I'm going to say I like that it says back to school, but maybe I don't like the exact font. So I can tell because if you can see that it's blue, it's white with a blue shadow. So I know that that's an effects font. So I just clicked on effects and I can come over here and change anything I want. So maybe I want to change that blue to gold. And maybe I want to change, whoops, get back out. I got to remember how to do it. There we go. The top color to purple, the back color to gold. So the purple was on top. So I'm just going to use the regular, if you think of it like Microsoft Word, you have your fonts, your size, your color, bold, underline, italics, strike through. And then the back part of it is under effects because it's an effects font. And maybe the background, I don't want it to be that black color. I want it to just be white. Now they have some other stuff on here. That's why it's, I'd have to play around to see what else they have on it, but that's fine. We're just going to let it go. So maybe I want to do a carousel post for Instagrams. If you don't know what a carousel post is, it's where you see multiple, like you see this and then you swipe and there's another one that's very similar. So I'm going to, right here, this says add a page, and it's going to add a page right down below it. You also have delete, and then you can also duplicate the entire page. So maybe I want that exact same background. So I'm going to duplicate it and then just change some of this stuff. Okay, just so I can show you some stuff. So whenever you're talking fonts, you can actually rotate the fonts just by, it tells you the degrees right there. So there's 0. It's like 2 little circles going. That's a way to do it. And if you want to change the size of it, you can literally just go in and out, or you can come up to the top and maybe just make it 100 or whatever you want it to be. And then when it comes to how do I know if this is centered, see how there's a pink line that goes vertical down the page? That means it is centered. So I'm going to do, we're going to leave it back to school, but we're going to add 2023. All right. So if you don't have any text, you can come over to this text box here and you can pick what you want it to be. So you can just say, I want to add a title. To me, it really doesn't matter. If you have a brand kit where you have certain fonts that you always use for your company or your team or whatnot, you can store those in here. So that way you don't have to go in and pick. Like we use Open Sans Bold a lot. I don't have to go in and pick it. We have it set. So it's always that for me. And then with a brand kit, you can also have your colors set. So I have Rebecca Foot Mortgage Team and I have Foot Capital's green in there as well. So I don't have to go back in and put the hex codes in. So I'm just going to click on purple and okay, I'm just keeping it simple for you. So I just put have a great year. Now, what is also really nice with the brand kit is right here, it says brand, you can store all your logos as well. So there is my logo. See how easy that is to put in? Super, super easy. All right. Let's see. I want to make sure I cover everything with text. So we did the color. You did that. Effects. That's like we see in the back to school. If you do anything that's animation, just be very, very careful because depending what you're putting it on, like if you're doing a carousel, those are stock, like standard. Think of it as a picture. You're not having any animation on it. But if you're doing like a PowerPoint in here, you could have the animation, and you can have the animation in your social media post. That's fine. But on a carousel, you typically don't have that. Okay, so that's some standard stuff. But see, like there's the animation you can see, and you can pick different ones. Okay, let's just cover elements. as well while we're in here. So under elements, these are places where you can go to get stuff that they already have within Canva. So shapes. So shapes is always something that if you're creating something from scratch, it's good to have. So let's say I want to put this star on here. Now, what I always tell people is just because you have a star doesn't mean you have to have the whole entire star on the photo or on the social media. You can have it come off the page, so it's more of a design. And whoops. Okay, move. See how you do that? And you could even, this is something that some people don't think about. I'm going to copy and paste this. Maybe. I need to get a hold of it correctly. There we go. All right, so I actually have two of them right there. Let's change the color of that second one. Hello. There we go. So you could think about doing stuff and layering it. You know, pick something that works for you. And that's a way to create design as well. So again, that's under elements, shapes. And then under elements, you also have graphics, stickers. And just keep in mind, like you can hit see all and it's going to show you a whole bunch of stickers. Now you can actually search this stuff, which I would think would be easier. So under elements, maybe you do back to school and it will give you different graphics and stickers and stuff. Sometimes you need to hold control to get it to work. But don't be afraid of layering stuff like that. Now, sometimes you might layer it and be like, what happened to it? If you right click, there's a layer here. And if you see how I said send backwards, you can't find it right now. And that's because the dark purple is laying on top of my back to school logo. Where if you go layer send to back, now it actually sends the dark purple to the back. So you got to make sure you know what you're clicked on and what you're doing. So, okay. So right now I'm clicked on the dark purple. And this is where it gets hard because if the thing you have in the back is smaller, okay. Sometimes it's a little hard to click and there we go. Bring forward. So bring to front is going to bring it all the way to the front. Bring forward is bringing it one layer into the front. Just like send to back is going all the way to the back, where send backwards is going one layer to the back. But that would be how you use layers. So also under elements, so there's graphics, stickers. They have some standard photos and videos. You can also upload your own photos and videos, and we'll do that next time. Another thing is frames. You'll typically use that with your photos. So you put a frame in. If you don't want a photo that's something you're cropping or it's a standard square or rectangle, you can actually use these frames and have your photo go into whatever frame it is. Or if you have grids, that is going to take your, let's go down to this clear one, like this grid of 2. So that's putting in 2 photos side by side. All right, I think we covered everything in elements. We covered text and we covered brand. So that's where your logos and your colors are. So for the sake of time of the video, I think that's a good place to start. That just gets you playing around. Next time we'll cover things like photos and videos and drawing on different things. So stop back for Canva 1.1 where we cover those things.